stank-ass rappers make me sick. Everybody on the goddamn stage got a mic. 40 motherfucking people. All of them got a mic. Motherfucker, why? We can't even understand what one of your asses saying. How you done gave everybody goddamn mic? You ever been to a rap concert? See what you check it out. See what motherfuckers say yeah. See what motherfuckers say pull it. Yeah, motherfuckers say pull it up. Pull it in, motherfucker. Yeah, boy, yeah. Somebody say yeah, motherfucker. Where you know motherfucker? You come and shit. Yeah, motherfucker. The hell is you talking about? What are you talking about?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tunji's podcast. I am your host, Tunji Taylor Lewis. Before I start anything, happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody's having an amazing Christmas season. For those of you who had to work today, sorry about that, but hey, you know what? Like, work is all over, and like now we get to just, enjoy the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Hello, everybody who's joining my live right now. Hello. Come on in. So me and my lady were just out around town doing some last minute like holiday stuff that we need to do. And while we were in the car and while we were walking around, we were listening to some throwback music, like not ultimate throwback, but just like, songs from the last decade. You know what I mean? Like old Chris Brown songs. We're listening to a lot of old Chris Brown, from the early 2010s. Some of his earlier music from back then. We're listening to some Chance the Rapper. We're listening to some Justin Bieber. All that good stuff from like 2012, 2013, 2014 when I was in my early years of college. And it really got me thinking. First of all, I was amazed that I still knew all of those songs word for word. Like, it's just really amazing how certain songs stick with you, right? Like, you have those songs on your iPod, at the time, you had your songs on your iPod. We still had iPods back then, or on your phone, and you're just like, listening to songs, and you're just, I would listen to songs over and over again until I got tired of it. So, I had lots of Chance the Rapper on there apparently, because I still was able to recite all the words from Acid Rap. The songs from Journals that Justin Bieber put out, a few of those songs I was able to sing all those songs. Chris Brown songs from back in the day, I was able to say all those as well. So it's just amazing how those songs stick with you even though you haven't listened to them, right? And even though you haven't listened to them for a while, and it just kind of like takes you back to like, a time and space that you're in your life. And it really got me thinking. I was just like, man, I really miss the days when I was just like listening to music just purely for the enjoyment of it. Like, it was just really as simple as, I like this song and I'm just going to listen to it all the time, or I don't like this song and I don't want to listen to it. And now whenever I watch movies or listen to music, I always think about it in the context of like the entertainment industry. I was thinking about it, and I always think about things from like a marketing perspective, right? So for example, when Cardi B had her moment when she blew up, I couldn't just, enjoy it just like everybody else did. You know what I mean? Like, I had to analyze it. I had to figure out why. Like, how did she build up her audience to the point that where she was? Like, what was the setup for her breakthrough? Like, the moves that she's making now, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And, it's not something that I regret, because, it's just the path of life that I've chosen. You know what I mean? I've chosen to be somebody who's conscious about, how entertainers market themselves and how to properly market a piece of music or a piece of film. Like, that's the career that I've chosen, and I should be studying it as much as I possibly can. But there is a part of me that that misses, when I was like naive to all this stuff and I wasn't aware, and life was just as simple as just enjoying songs or enjoying movies. You know what I'm saying? Like we were, me and my girlfriend were talking about how we first found out about Chance the Rapper. I first found out about Chance the Rapper through Acid Rap, like, just word of mouth. Like, someone from college was like, hey, have you heard this Acid Rap? And I threw it on, and like, I was obsessed with, not obsessed with Chance the Rapper, but I became a fan of Chance the Rapper after I heard Acid Rap. My girlfriend first heard of Chance the Rapper through that song she did with Justin Bieber. It's called, like, the song Confident. You guys remember that song? Oh no no, oh no no, she's confident. And then like Chance had his verse on there. That's how she first heard of Chance, and I realized in that moment, like, oh, that's how a lot of people like first heard about Chance the Rapper, right? That probably was a huge opportunity for Chance the Rapper, getting him all that exposure to a whole new audience who probably didn't know him, because when he was doing acid rap, he was probably still real underground at the time, even though I was a big fan of him. But that's to say, that's sort of the mindset that I go through right now in 2019 as a 25-year-old. Like, that's the process that I think through of like how that song was an elevation in Chance the Rapper's career. But at the time when the song came out, I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff. The extent of my thought was, oh, cool, Chance is on this song, and he had his little ad lib. Remember when Chance had that ad lib? Anyways, that was just the extent of it, and like, definitely that's not a mindset that's gonna like advance you in a career of entertainment and marketing and stuff like that. But it's just definitely a much simpler and easier and, in certain ways more enjoyable way of thinking about music and movies and stuff like that. It's just like, cool, I like this, and I'm just gonna listen to it. And a lot of times I forget that, especially when I'm on like TikTok, for example, which all of you need to get on and follow me, by the way. When I'm on when I'm on an app like TikTok, and it's a bunch of like kids, 8 years old to 16 years old to college age, like I was back in that time. That's how they're enjoying their music right now. They're not thinking about things as far as like following somebody's journey necessarily, or thinking about all the other stuff that comes with music. They're just like in a zone where they can just enjoy music for the sake of enjoying music, and it's really a beautiful space to be in, and like it's really just a really enjoyable time that you don't realize you're having when you're that young, and you're just enjoying the songs of your time. Because definitely, like, listening to the songs that came out in 2012 to 2015, like, definitely took me back to like a much like simpler time when I wasn't thinking about entertainment from such a business perspective. That's really all I had to say. I wish I had more, like I definitely try to go like 10 minutes on those things, but maybe I could ask some questions, since I got some people here on my live here. I got Natalie Marrell, I got Zero Tolerance, which is a very, very creative handle. Do either of you guys have any questions you want to ask me? Because like usually I'm able to talk for this full 10 minutes, but I got nothing right now. So if anybody got some questions they want to ask me, I will answer them so I can properly fill up this time. While I'm waiting for you guys to ask questions, I guess I'll let you guys know that I'm working on a project right now. I'm trying to write a comic book, which is like, a weird thing to do, like, when you first come out and say it. But yeah, I'm writing a little bit of a comic book project right now. The question from Alia.Mitchell is, are you like to be famous? So because of the way this question is structured, I don't know if I quite understand the question. Are you like to be famous? If you are asking that, if the question is that, do I like to be famous? The answer is, I don't really think I'm that famous. I think that a lot of people know who I am on social media, but I certainly don't go through the experience of like, people walking up to me on the street and saying, hey, you're that guy. I also am not making famous person money. So that's another thing. So, but it is cool to have like a sizable audience on social media. It is cool. It is cool to, work on stuff and like know you have an audience of people who will immediately be ready to receive it and look at it and give it feedback. But if your question is, would you like to be famous? I would like to be famous, but not for the sake of fame. I want to be famous because it will just like allow me to perform and, you know, to perform in front of as many people as possible. I don't really want it for the amount of money I will get from it, or because of the amount of attention I will get from it necessarily. I more want it so that when I have something to put out to the world, or, you know, when I want to like perform on stage, for example, or when I want to like put out a film or a movie or a comic book project, like I just said, there will be people who will be, you know, ready to take that in and enjoy it. And you know, while I was like a stage performer primarily, when I was just doing improv, I noticed that the bigger the audience was, the better I performed. And so I was just like, well, you know, like, fuck it, let's try to perform it as in front of as big of an audience as possible, which is why I'm on this Instagram journey and this TikTok journey and this podcast journey. So, all right, made it to 10 minutes. Praise the Lord. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace out.